Life in the trenches during the First World War was one of the most difficult and dangerous experiences faced by soldiers, combining extreme physical hardship with constant psychological strain. Trench systems stretched for hundreds of miles across the Western Front and were divided into frontline, support, and reserve trenches, connected by narrow communication trenches. These were dug into the earth and reinforced with sandbags and wooden boards, but they offered little protection from the weather. Heavy rain frequently flooded the trenches, turning them into deep mud and leading to trench foot, a painful condition caused by prolonged exposure to cold and wet conditions that could result in infection or even amputation. Daily life in the trenches was unpleasant and unhealthy. Soldiers lived in cramped spaces with poor sanitation, and latrines often overflowed. Rats and lice were a constant problem. Rats fed on leftover food and dead bodies, while lice spread disease and caused relentless itching. Food was basic and repetitive, usually consisting of tinned meat, biscuits, and tea, and it often arrived cold due to the difficulty of transporting supplies to the front line. Clean drinking water was limited, increasing the risk of illness. The smell of mud, sweat, rotting sandbags, and decomposing bodies was inescapable. The trenches were also extremely dangerous. Soldiers faced constant threats from artillery bombardments, snipers, and poison gas attacks, which were first used on a large scale in 1915. Gas masks were issued, but early versions were unreliable and frightening to use. Even during quiet periods, men had to remain alert, standing guard for hours at a time. Attacks were launched by going over the top, when soldiers climbed out of the trench and advanced across no man's land, often under heavy machine gun fire, leading to massive casualties. The psychological impact of trench life was severe. Long periods of boredom were suddenly interrupted by intense violence, creating extreme stress and fear. Many soldiers suffered from shell shock, now recognized as a form of post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, caused by constant exposure to explosions and death. Despite these conditions, soldiers relied heavily on camaraderie, routines, humor, and letters from home to cope. Life in the trenches revealed the brutal reality of industrialized warfare and left a lasting legacy on those who experienced it, shaping how the First World War is remembered today.